In English class, we often analyze the strategies and techniques that authors use to help us better understand their message. When we can combine this learning with a topic you get to choose, English class is more fun. We all have different interests, hobbies, or things we like to read about. In this assignment, you're going to analyze and notice an author's techniques with the book of your choosing. Your teacher will help you navigate the different resources that we have available so that you can select a book. You can certainly choose a book that you have in hard copy or paperback version if you have something that you want to read that isn't found electronically. In this video, we're going to assume that you have a book, you've selected it, and you're ready to begin tracking your thinking as you read. You might be wondering, why do I have to track my thinking at all? Can't I just read for the enjoyment of it? We certainly do hope that you have times that you read just because you like to read, but we have some specific purposes behind going through the tracking your thinking process. For one thing, using the tracking your thinking chart will help give you a better understanding of why authors make certain choices when they're writing. We call this author's craft. Next, by noticing and recording the things that affect you, you will learn more about yourself as a person. Using the Tracking Your Thinking chart will also help you practice comprehension skills. These are important skills for ELA. Also, paying attention to the author's craft choices will help you become a better writer. You'll notice sentence structure examples and other techniques that you can try out in your class writing. And finally, reading helps you learn more about the world. You can go places in books that you'll never go in real life, and that can be exciting. So here's what this looks like. Download the PDF of the Tracking Your Thinking template from your Canvas assignment. When you download it, you want to save it to your iPad files. You can save it on the cloud or save it on your iPad, but you definitely want to download and save it before you open it and type on it. You access your iPad files using the icon that looks like the blue file folder. If you don't download and save it first, you won't be able to open it, type on it, and then close it and return and have your text still be there. So again, it's very important that you save it to your iPad files before you begin using it. There is a short video on how to do this in the Canvas assignment. For starters, fill in the header information the first time you open up your template. Make sure you spell your full name, the book title, and the author. Double check the spelling of the book title and author to make sure you have it correct. You'll notice there are 4 columns. The first column is called Type of Entry. The next column is Page or Chapter. The third column says Text Evidence. And the fourth column says Thinking. We're going to go through each of these so you understand exactly what you're supposed to do. You'll notice for Type of Entry, there are 2 choices that can go there, Craft or Response. Craft refers to choices that the author makes in his or her writing. Response refers to your feelings about what you have read. So you'll first identify if the entry you're making is a comment about a craft choice or about a response you've had to what you have read. As you can probably guess, the next column is where you're going to put the page or chapter that the text is found in the book. If you're reading an ebook, then the chapter or location number of where the text can be found is what you would put here. The text evidence field is where you're going to put the specific words or quote from the text that accompany your thinking. If your thinking comment is about a really long piece of text, you can put just a portion of the text or an excerpt from what you're commenting about there. Try and choose just that piece of text that goes along really well with what you're commenting about. In this last column, the thinking column, is where the really interesting stuff happens. It is where you put your unique commentary on what you have read. This is the place where you will put what you've noticed about the author's craft, or you will put how it has affected you. There are no right or wrong answers here. This is the place for you to comment on what you've noticed about the text or how it's made you feel. It's okay to make inferences or guesses as to why authors did the things they did. There is a help chart that you can download from the Canvas assignment that gives you some sentence starters or stems that you can use in this thinking field. If you need help, choose a sentence starter from either the craft or the response column, depending on the kind of entry that you're making. These tools, combined with your interesting book of choice, will help you get the most out of your reading.